What is up, everyone? Let's talk about Michael Bay's latest. It's Ambulance. The movie is based on a 2005 Danish film, and this version stars Yahya, Abdul-Mateen II, and Jake Gyllenhaal as adopted brothers, Will and Danny. Will's a veteran who is desperate to get his hands on some money in order to pay his wife's medical bills. So, when Danny fills Will in on his upcoming bank heist, Will is very reluctant, but ultimately convinced to participate. That heist does not wind up going to plan, and Danny and Will find themselves trapped in an ambulance with Eiza Gonzalez's EMT Cam and also a wounded cop named Zach, who's played by Jackson White. Let me emphasize this up top here. I liked Ambulance quite a bit and highly recommend it if you are in the mood for an outrageous, frenetic, bank heist / police chase type of movie. And I wanted to make that very, very clear first because I do have a good deal of criticisms here. Again, it still plays well enough for me to recommend it for sure, but there are many glaring changes that I think could have been made to make the film even stronger, and I just absolutely have to point them out, and most of them have to do with the camera work in the movie. If you have seen even a fraction of Bay's filmography, you know that he's got a signature style, and while there are moments in Ambulance that very much benefit from that style, I also think the movie's biggest weakness is the overuse of that style. The camera just rarely stops moving, and I would not have had a problem with that if those camera moves served a purpose, like, I don't know, keeping the pace strong, naturally getting us from one scene to the next, enhancing the action. Bay does those things with his visuals quite often here, but there are also a lot of very strange camera moves and also angles that are just distractingly out of place. I'll give you a couple of examples that you can see for yourself in the trailer for reference here. I noticed a couple of shots like this one, capturing things from an unnecessarily high angle. Then there's some of these spin shots that are neat, but there's just too many of them, and some of them are overdone. There's also a heated conversation in the first act of the movie between Danny and Will, and it's captured in this 360 camera move, and that move just takes away from the emotion and the content of their conversation. I could really go on and on with examples like these, and to be honest here, there's so many of them that I'm a little bit surprised that the movie plays as well as it does, but there is no denying that it could have been better and probably also tighter if some of these unnecessary visual frills were reduced. As far as the story here goes, there are some very absurd beats and some jokey one-liners that just plain old do not work. But when you've got a trio like Yahya, Abdul-Mateen II, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Eiza Gonzalez at the center of the action, they're going to be able to suck you in, and they very much do. I was forever entertained by Gyllenhaal's unhinged performance. Abdul-Mateen does an exceptional job of delivering some very convincing heart and emotion that I think the movie needed. And then the fight that Gonzalez brings to Cam makes her especially easy to root for. Obviously, all three of them are in the ambulance together the entire time, but there's just one particular set piece that Gonzalez is at the center of that wound up being my favorite of the movie. It is a bit over the top, but it is a true edge-of-your-seat moment that also shows you what's underneath Cam's exterior in a very compelling way. Garrett Dillahunt also needs some big applause here. He plays Captain Monroe, an officer going after them. I find in these types of movies, like I often feel like I am being ripped away from the main action when it's cut to the police time. But Dillahunt gives Monroe a whole lot of personality that is fun to watch, and he also gives him real agency that ensures that this part of the movie has just as much energy as the stuff going down inside the ambulance. All right, let's score this one. I'm going to give Ambulance 3.5 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimal Movie scale. When the movie is good, it is really good, and I think that might be what's making those unnecessary flaws stand out maybe more than they would have otherwise. It's a little frustrating seeing Michael Bay's approach and style pair so well with this story, but also be the thing that drags it down at the same time. But still, if you are in the mood for a wild ride, I do very much recommend giving Ambulance a go, and I do also have a very good feeling that this is going to be the kind of film that I very much enjoy rewatching in the future. All right, that is where I'm leaving you on Ambulance, but I'm not letting you go just yet because I have a supersized Patreon shout out to do right now for some lovely individuals like Luke, Logan, Nathan, Ian, Billy, Evan, Frank, Donovan, Justin, Steven, Seth, and Caleb. That is just an enormous group of wonderful individuals that I am very grateful for. Grateful for your support and also just thankful that I get to chat with you on Slack. I got to single two of you out though right now because I've got Ian and Justin to blame for this. My dresser drawers don't close, but you guys were no help in stopping me by yet another cavity color shirts. But I really like this shirt and it's so soft. So you know what? Thank you. Fine. What's another shirt, right? I am out of here. Like and share this review before you go, and I will see you soon with more of them.